Welcome 405th members, it's Ithica here, freshly shaved, freshly bald, freshly old, just fresh. Alright, so today, here we got, I don't know, let me turn this around. There you go.
There you go.
The man, the myth, the legend, the Charlie. And what we're working on today, oh, this one's mine, and hold on one second. And then in here, we have Charlie's. You can see he started testing the painting on his, and now he's doing mine because I don't have much time, but you can see the hammers are assembled. Like my sound effects.
Give you all a size comparison of these things. These are huge.
You hear him struggling? Well, I gotta back up to get you in this thing.
Hey!
This isn't your typical kit.
No, not at all. But there you go, look at that. It took us 24 hours?
Pretty close, almost 24 hours.
Almost 24 hours with about 6 hours of sleep, I think, in between. Right? Yeah. About 6 hours of sleep in between. So 24 minus 6 equals what? 5? You know, so we're good. But we got plenty of sleep, and you can tell. Also, EVA did not get done. I just put a little bit of padding in the Recon. I'm going to work on Marines in a bit. Do a little sanding on the mine. Let's see what else we did. Oh, the introduction to the new project coming up. This is the new project coming up. Y'all hear the fan in the background going right there? This is going to be the future project. Charlie is actually going to take on, let me find a way to prop this up. And I'm tripping. I'm falling for you. Okay. So definitely a work in progress. Charlie's going to take on responsibility of the EOD. He's going to clay it, and you know how that turns out. So we will have an EOD mold coming up. So we're going to have EOD, EVA, Recon, Scout, and CQB. It's 5 new helmets being released shortly. So, by our little crew here, you know what I'm saying? Look at that. So, there you go. And who's it? Aww, he's so cute.
She's dumping.
I'm talking about you, Joe.
Oh yeah, we've been
Okay, so you see new Spartan creators here, all privateer in Ithica, and Love Bugs in the house. Yeah, this is freaking. You can see the man at work right now. Look at this airbrushing this thing. Universal Studios, eat your heart out. Charlie's in town. Okay, I just want to give you an update on the hammers, plural. They are absolutely amazing. In a minute here, when Charlie's done airbrushing a little bit, we're going to go over, actually I go over while he's working. I'll tell you now, the pinnacle of this whole project right here, y'all ready for this? The pinnacle of the project is right here. Right there. That angle, now Dog Wizard tells you to read the directions completely, do a dry assembly completely, well as much as you can, obviously you can't complete the whole assembly dry, but prior to assembly, this angle has got to be correct. If this angle is not correct, it will affect this piece. And if it affects this piece, it will affect your blade, which in return will affect this whole angle right here. It will hit or miss right here, okay? And then it will affect these 4 pieces, which will affect your handle down here, which affects your angle down here. So, this angle right here going into the head has got to be correct. And you have an outer shell and an outer PVC pipe and an inner PVC pipe. Both of them have to be in correctly. Okay, I cannot emphasize that enough. We worked for hours on that piece alone. Great project, Dog Wizard, but I'll tell you now, that was a pain in the, you know what word. But other than that, Charlie, what other issues we might have had?
Lining up blade.
Yeah, well, the blade falls. Yeah, the reason we're saying you want to check everything dry is you're right, Joe, because this piece here, this piece here, this piece here, and this piece here are all separate pieces, and they have to line up. So you have to make sure that you put these in dry, make sure they're straight. Put this on dry, make sure it's straight, and set your blade on top, make sure it's all straight, dry, before you fasten it. If not, none of this will line up properly. Okay?
Probably we pinned a lot of the joints.
Yeah.
They're not really necessary if you're going to just display it, but if you're actually going to handle it or move it around, pin as much of it as you can. We added pins in several places on the hand guards, on the 4 blade support pieces. We pinned it together and epoxied it in.
What Charlie's talking about here is, if you look right here, you're going to see these little dots. Charlie drilled through completely and put a wooden dowel, bamboo rod, with Gorilla Glue on it straight through. So it's not only glued together with the epoxy, but it's got a rod going through which will keep this piece from lifting up and out of these pieces. So it supports it better here. And he also did the same technique down here through the handle here and through the handle here to make sure this piece never comes off and make sure this piece never comes off. So y'all see what he's talking about? He took that time to add that Dog Wizard. You can add it to your tutorial if you like. It will strengthen it by a lot. Also, you will need to add plastic into this. So make sure you have a little bit of smooth cash or you have resin.
20 ounces.
Yeah, about 20 ounces, okay? That's a lot, 20 ounces. So, but the resin, we hot flashed it with some resin and a lot of hardener for the resin. Put it straight down the shaft right here, because it was open right here. Poured it down the shaft, all the way into the hollow portion of the head. And then tilt it back. Put hot glue all on this edge to seal it up so it doesn't leak back out. And then once that resin or that smooth cast settles, it will lock your handle into place. God forbid, but if your angle is off, as long as this centerpiece, do not put this brace in place until you are fully done the assembly of this. The reason being is because that wedge, if your angle is off and all this is assembled already, you can take a heat gun, heat up your tube, your handle, and then you can slowly heat it and bend it downward to create a new angle so these do not hit. And then after you're done, put this wedge in there. If that wedge is in there, you cannot do that. So keep that in mind. Dog Wizard, these are some little tips for you that you can add to your tutorial. Little tips, not necessarily of things they have to do, but just in case they make an error, ways to fix it. We're speaking about 2 men, 2 well-experienced men on 2 awesome projects, and just picking out the little things that can help people out. All right, I'm going to pause for now and come back and get a little touch-up. Well, for members, Ithica here. Got a little bit of time alone. Joe and Charlie are in the house looking at some other props. So I'm going to take some time and show you the detail on this. Charlie went through and he's like a master of airbrushing, amongst other things. So this one is done. It's clear coat and everything. Clear coat is drying. And then I will put the handle strapping on, which is right there. It's actual leather. It'll go all through here and through here, but everything else is well detailed. You can see the used brute type blade. So is this hammer overall an item worth purchasing? Worth spending your hard-earned money on? Worth prostituting yourself out like I had to? Granted, I ended up owing money, but yes, it is worth it. Nothing a hot shower and some bleach can't undo. You get that money and you get yourself the hammer. See, it's so heavy you have to have it on jack stands. But there you go, look at that. The amazing, the one, the only, well,
He
Joe.
didn't do all that. Charlie did all that. Don't buy it.
Okay, I did the blue. I did the blue. Everybody look, only at the blue. Look, nothing else. But yeah. So I got a free Charlie paint job. And Charlie's is next. As I sit back and wait for my clear coat to dry, he's gonna smoke a cigarette. Once my clear coat dries, I'm gonna stand it up and start doing the hammer, doing the leather, as he starts doing his. And there we go. Well, 4/5 members. It's Ithica along with Privateer, aka Charlie. New Spartan Creator, aka Joe. and the band hammers. All right, remember, if we can do it,